Good evening and welcome to NACTV Bigger Bingo for Wednesday, January 15th, 2025, broadcasting live from Nipawin, Manitoba. Before we get started on our bingo, here's our rules. Our license number is LGCA 6052MBI45955. And the rules are, one ball will be drawn at the beginning of the session. This ball will be the tuning number for Game 3, the blackout in 52 numbers. When bingo is declared on more than one number, only those who declared bingo on the earliest number called will be declared winners and eligible to win the prize. Each bingo game will be closed when bingo has been declared and verified by calling the number displayed on the screen. The phone lines are open to receive calls, and it has been announced 3 times that the phone lines are open to receive calls. At least one phone line has been available for calls for 2.5 minutes, and the game is declared closed. No further calls will be accepted with regards to that closed bingo game. Prize money is split evenly among multiple winners with a minimum payout of $25. Final win confirmation occurs when the winners submit their date stamp sheet containing the winning card to NACTV. In the event of transmitting or telephone problems which prevent continuation of play prior to the event start or any time during the event's duration, the game will be rescheduled or resumed on the next Wednesday night. Players will keep their cards for the following Wednesday and they will be accepted. Game 1 is played to a blackout on the gold cards. Jackpot in 50 numbers or less is a minimum of $1,000. After 50 numbers, Game 1 continues to a blackout for $100 consolation prize. Games 2 and 3 are played on the colored cards and tonight it's green. Game 2, the X game, has a prize amount of $150. Game 3, which continues from Game 2, is a blackout. Jackpot in 52 numbers or less is a minimum of $500. After 52 numbers, Game 3 continues to a blackout for $100 consolation prize. If Game 3 is won with the toonie ball number drawn at the beginning of the session, the winner will receive the accumulated toonie pot plus the blackout or consolation prize. Jackpots for Games 1 and 3 accumulate by 50 cents per package sold. When a jackpot is won, the pot will increase from the minimum amount when accumulated sales reach that value from 0. The toonie pot accumulates $1 by $1 per package sold. When it is won, it starts at 0. Prizes must be claimed in checks cashed within 6 months from the bingo play date, and a list of the bingo numbers called can be obtained from the NACTV office. Those are our rules. Good luck to everyone, and let's play bingo. So first number out is our tuning number, and it is also we're playing the number as well. So our first number out on the gold colored cards for a blackout in 50 numbers or less is $20,616. And your first number out is under the I-19. I-19, that will also be your tuning number for Game 3. Under the B9, B9. Under the G52, G52. Under the G56, G56. Under the I-22, I-22. Under the O73, O73. Under the 066, 066. Under the G47, G47. Under the G59, G59. Under the N34, N34. Under the I-25, I-25. Under the O64, O64. Under the B3, B3. Under the N39, N39. Under the O71, O71. Under the I-30, I-30. Under the I-16, I-16. Under the O65, O65. Under the O63, O63. Under the B8, B8. Under the B1, B1. Under the G54, G54. Under the I-21, I-21. Under the O69, O69. Under the B6, B6. Under the N41, N41. Under the B4, B4. Under the G55, G55. Under the N37, N37. Under the I-20, I-20. Under the O74, O74. Under the N40, N40. Under the B13, B13. Under the I-26, I-26. Under the O72, O72. Under the B12, B12. Under the G58, G58. Under the I-23, I-23. Under the O68, O68. Under the I-29, I-29. Under the G48, G48. Under the B5, B5. Under the N43, N43. Under the N38, N38. Under the N31, N31. Under the G60, G60. Under the N32, N32. Under the B14, B14. Under the N42, N42. Under the I-28, I-28. And that is your 50th number. So we'll pause here for 2.5 minutes, see if anybody gets to claim the jackpot of $20,616. Phone number's there on the screen, and both phone lines are open to receive your calls. Both phone lines are open to receive your calls. For the third and final time, both phone lines are open to receive your calls. Not hearing any calls, I declare this game closed, and we'll move on to the consolation round for $100. Still looking for a blackout on the gold colored cards. The prize is now $100. Next number out is under the B7. B7. Under the N36, N36. Under the B10, B10. Under the B11, B11. Under the B2, B2. Under the I-17, I-17. Under the N35, N35. Under the N44, N44. Under the I-27, I-27. Under the O61, O61. Under the G57, G57. Under the N45, N45. Under the B15, B15. All the numbers under the B have been called. Under the O67, O67. And we have a caller. And we have another caller. No, is there nobody there? Okay, just hang up. They'll call back. Five, 6, 1, 8. Okay, 067. Valid bingo, yep. Valid bingo and 067, last number called. Valid bingo and 067, last number called. And after this game, we will be moving on to the green colored cards. And the first game played on the green colored cards will be the letter X game for $150. And then it'll be a carry-on game, so we'll still be playing on the green colored cards for our game 3, which is a blackout and 52 numbers. And the jackpot there is $10,873. Our toonie pot is at $11,910, and we sold 120 packages last week. We do have one phone line open to receive your calls. And we still have one line open to receive your calls.
Okay. What number is the big one? 067? Okay. 931. 067.
And another 067, valid bingo. So we have two winners on 067, valid bingo.
Okay.
And we do have one phone line open to receive your calls.
Okay. And your address? And your phone number? Okay.
Okay, we have another caller.
NACTV.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Congratulations. Okay, thanks a lot. Bye-bye.
Okay, both phone lines are open to receive your calls. Both phone lines are open. And not hearing any further calls, I declare this game closed. We'll move on to the letter X game on the green colored cards. So our winner for the Bonanza Consolation was two winners. We had Jeff Bukowski of Minnedosa purchasing the winning card at NACTV, and we had Garth McConnell of Neepawa purchasing the winning card at Harris Pharmacy. Congratulations to our two winners, Jeff and Garth. Okay. Playing on the green colored cards, looking for that letter X as shown on the screen for a prize of $150. Your first number out is under the N31. N31. Under the I-19. I-19. Under the B1, B1. Under the N41, N41. Under the G53, G53. Under the N40, N40. Under the O69, O69. Under the B5, B5. Under the G58, G58. Under the N45, N45. Under the O70, O70. Oh, the 45 never went. That's what the problem is. Okay. Under the B10, B10. Under the B8, B8. Under the I-17, I-17. Under the B14, B14. Under the G46, G46. Under the I-25, I-25. Under the I-20, I-20. Under the B9, B9. Under the O66, O66. Under the N32, N32. Under the G56, G56. Under the O72, O72. Under the B15, B15. Under the G50, G50. Under the I-22, I-22. Under the B12, B12. Under the O62, O62. Under the B3, B3. Under the O63, O63. Under the N39, N39. Under the I-16, I-16. Under the O74, O74. And we have a caller. So I haven't called the number in the window, so you can't bingo on that for the letter X. 8379?
Yeah. It's
It's a valid bingo. Go ahead and take the information. Okay, valid bingo on I-16, one number back. I-16, one number back. So I-16, valid bingo for the letter X, and it's one number back. And our tuning number of I-19 was the second number called out, so that tuning pot will be growing.
Yes. And your address. Do you have a box number? 63?
And we do have a phone line open to receive your calls. There is a phone line open.
And whereabouts you buy your parts? Yours? Okay, very good. Congratulations. Thank you.
Both phone lines are open to receive your calls. For the third and final time, both phone lines are open to receive your calls. Not hearing any further calls, I declare this game closed. And we'll move on to the blackout in 52 numbers for a jackpot of $10,873. And our winner on the Big X was Judy Rosnagel of Glenella, purchasing the Winnie card at Harris Pharmacy. Congratulations to Judy. Okay. Playing our third game, a blackout in 52 numbers. The jackpot's at $10,873, and your next number out is under the I-18. I-18. Under the 073. 073. Under the N43, N43. Under the N38, N38. Under the B2, B2. Under the N35, N35. Under the G54, G54. Under the N42, N42. Under the I-23, I-23. Under the O68, O68. Under the G52, G52. Under the N44, N44. Under the I-26, I-26. Under the B4, B4. Under the I-29, I-29. Under the I-30, I-30. Under the N37, N37. Under the G57, G57. Under the I-28, I-28. And that is your 50-second number, so we'll pause here for 2.5 minutes and see if anybody can claim that jackpot. Of $10,873. And of course, we would be adding 50 cents per package sold for tonight's game into that if somebody was to win tonight. And both phone lines are open to receive your calls. Both phone lines are open to receive your calls. Both phone lines, for the third and final time, both phone lines are open to receive your calls. Not hearing any calls, I declare this game closed, and we'll move on to our consolation round for $100. Still looking for a blackout on the green colored cards. Your next number out is under the I-24. I-24. Under the G47. G47. Under the B13. B13. Under the N33, N33. Under the G59, G59. Under the G55, G55. And we have a caller. Okay, 4066. And we have a valid bingo on G55. And we have one phone line open to receive your calls. There is one phone line open.
Hi. Can you tell me your name?
Okay, somebody else has called in.
Your card number. Your card number.
Okay, Rosie.
So
Your last
where's
name
the
starts with
card
the letter
in the
what?
middle?
Okay.
83. What was it again? 88.
Oh, okay, got it.
8833.
What's your address? Can you spell Rexford?
Yeah, then we'll have to talk.
247. I-24. So valid bingo on I-24.
You got the right number.
Gail,
And your
You're right. You won.
they're not valid anymore. Somebody bingoed an earlier number called.
Oh, we got an earlier number called. I'm sorry.
Okay, so can I have your
We
card number?
valid bingo on I-24, an earlier number called, so we're 2 numbers back now. So somebody's bingoed on I-24, 2 numbers back. I-24, 2 numbers back.
G59.
I-24.
And your card number is 8833? Yes. And your name is? Your first name, can you spell it? Lily? And Maximic? Maximic? And your address? Your address?
she's on there.
Oh, okay. And what room are you in?
We don't need to know that.
What room are you in? Okay, and your phone number?
Okay, this will be wrapping up the game. We do have a
And where did you buy
valid
your
bingo.
cards? Okay, thank you, and congratulations. Okay, bye-bye.
Why do I have, we have both phone lines are now open to receive your calls. Both phone lines are open. G59. Okay, so you missed a number. Okay. Okay. Sorry, we had it was a valid bingo was on G59.
Like,
G
okay. Bye-bye. Night.
Oh guys, this is okay, both phone lines are open to receive your calls. Oh, B6 was. Oh, B6, okay. B6 was the last. B6, did I call B6? Anyways, we have a valid bingo. So, both phone lines are open to receive your calls. And for the third and final time, not hearing any other callers, both phone lines are open to receive your calls. And I'll declare this game closed. Game is closed. So on our last game, we had Lily McSimic winning the blackout consolation of Nipwa purchasing the cards at Harris Pharmacy. And recapping for tonight, our Bonanza consolation, 2 winners, Jeff Belkowski and Garth McConnell were our winners. On the Big X, it was Judy Rosnagel and Lily McSimic on the blackout consolation. Congratulations to all our winners. You can pick up your checks after 1 o'clock tomorrow. Thank you very much. Have a great week and see you next Wednesday.